Primary night was a night of mixed emotions, I'm sure, for Toni Preckwinkle. I'm sure she would say she was happy that her protege Christian Mitchell was reelected as state representative down on the south side, where she's from as well, of course. 8 of 9 judicial candidates that she endorsed also won, but she also suffered some very significant defeats by her proxies. She had endorsed Toni Berrios, who lost her seat in the Illinois House and lost the nomination to Will Guzzardi this year. That was a candidate that many people painted as the progressive candidate in that race. He was certainly supported by a number of elected officials this time around after having almost no support when he came close to beating Toni Berrios a couple of years ago. And then there were 2 races on the county board where Toni Preckwinkle invested combined more than $100,000 for the incumbent Eddie Reyes in one district on the northwest side, and for Blake Searcy, who was trying to get elected in a district that's on the west side and in the western suburbs. Both of them lost, and that was despite getting the maximum amounts that they could from Toni Preckwinkle of $52,500 each. And so Toni Preckwinkle's coattails proved to be really short. Toni Preckwinkle endorsed Toni Berrios because she has a kind of on-again, off-again relationship with Joe Berrios, who's Toni Berrios' father. He's the Cook County assessor, and probably most importantly, he's the Cook County Democratic Party chairman. And Toni Preckwinkle has had alliances with people both in the progressive or more independent wing of the party, as well as what you would call machine regulars. And there's no machine regular who's more of a machine regular than Joe Berrios, except perhaps for his very close ally, Mike Madigan. And in that race, Mike Madigan and Joe Berrios did everything they could for Toni Berrios. Toni Preckwinkle did a commercial for Toni Berrios, said she didn't support Will Guzzardi because he was too young, perhaps too inexperienced. And in the end, the progressives were all celebrating Guzzardi's victory, and Preckwinkle wasn't invited to that party. Well, Toni Preckwinkle is seen by many self-styled progressives in Chicago as hopefully their standard bearer, their challenger to Mayor Rahm Emanuel's reelection less than a year from now in 2015. But Toni Preckwinkle also has supported some candidates, let's say, who have positions that seem opposed to what a lot of progressives supported on Tuesday. You compare some of these positions to the sort of rhetoric that we heard from Will Guzzardi in his victory speech on Tuesday night.
The very wealthy and the biggest corporations ought to be held accountable to paying their fair share just like the rest of us. And we said with one voice that working people who earned their retirement deserve to get it, right?
This was a night where Toni Preckwinkle's interests just did not merge with where the progressives were. And Guzzardi believes that this is a strong movement. The question is, where is Toni Preckwinkle relative to this movement? What kind of Democrats is she most comfortable counting herself among?